What's up, everybody? This is Andrew with Excellent Business Solutions. Today I will be teaching you more about cells, rows, columns, and ranges. To start, I'd just like to point out that now we're kind of below this line when we're talking about spreadsheets. In this top left, this is the name box. So wherever your cursor is on your spreadsheet, you'll notice that this box will change and reflect the reference. It's kind of like Battleship. Okay, so A to Z is what a spreadsheet normally comes with, and then A to 1,000, 1 to 1,000 is what it also comes with as well, right, when you create it. Definitely can expand upon that if you need all that space, but if not, this is what you got to start. So clicking in different cells will give you different references. Okay, so now we're in E7, we're in C5, A7. Okay. Again, these are rows. Rows can be changed in a couple ways. You can, as you hover over between 1 and 2, you can change the height between the rows by just clicking and dragging. So it can be as big as you'd like. If you've already got some data in there, so let's say we've got some data in there, we just double click and it will resize back to the size of the data. Same thing goes for columns. If we got column A and we only want it to be the size of what that we've got in there, we double click and it shrinks to that size. Same thing goes if we wanted to apply this size to everything. So first we're going to check what size it's got. It's got 22. If we wanted everything to be 22, we can drag all the columns we need, right click, resize columns, make it 22. Okay, all of them change. Same goes with rows. Drag down, want them all to change to 25. They all change to 25. So that's kind of how it works in resizing. If you right click on a column, it gives you tons of options. Okay, it gives you the option to cut the column. You can copy the column. You can paste the column. You can paste special the column. So again, this is all our paste special options. Again, in the future, we'll probably get into more of how we'd use those. But this is when you want to paste certain things and certain things only, and not just everything altogether. And we've got insert one row above. Okay, so that'll insert a row above just to show you kind of how that looks because everything's white. We can't see what I just added. So right click, insert one row above, and you can see that now there's two rows. If we want to insert one below, we can now see that there's one row in between these two ones. We can delete rows. We can clear the row. So just clear all the data out of the row but not delete it. We can resize the row as needs be, so that's what this was. We can either fit it to the data automatically or we can specify its height. And we've got conditional formatting, which we'll definitely get into more in the future. This is how you change things based on certain criteria. And more actions. We can freeze. This is a shortcut to freeze up to row 5. So as we freeze, you'll notice that row 1 through 5 just stay there, but as I scroll, everything below moves. So this is helpful when you got stuff that never changes at the top, but you need to scroll. Same thing's applicable if we were to right click in a column and we need to just select it in general and freeze up to column E. So as we freeze up to column E, you'll notice now that nothing here changes, neither anything here or here, but what does change is when we go from left to right, that changes. You go from top to bottom, this changes. Okay, so this is your double freeze. You'll see how this is helpful in some of the workbooks we're gonna do in the future. So yeah, columns kind of function the same way. You'll notice that columns, though, will have your data validation and column stats. You can sort things from A to Z, Z to A, so a little more options on a column. That's kind of how rows and columns work. And if you click in this box, which is between A and 1, this will select everything on the spreadsheet. So that's helpful when you need to select everything at once and make an edit or do whatever you need to do. And then I'm pretty sure you can type A1 and enter, and it'll take you to that cell as well when you put it in there. All right, this has been cells, rows, columns, and ranges. As we drag, just wanted to point out that as we drag, it'll say this is a reference from F1, and then it'll go to the bottom right, which is J3. So that's kind of how a range works. Very basics on ranges. So this has been cells, rows, columns, and ranges. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked, please like and subscribe. I've also got a link in the description below. It'll take you to my website where you can check out some of the services we offer. And yeah, thank you so much. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Take care.